What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to The Order, and welcome back to another combat mission breakdown in Marvel's Midnight Suns. This is a video showcasing, again, my favorite team in the game, Captain America, the Hunter, and Iron Man. Ultimate 3 mission in New Game Plus. This is one of the first missions I've run with this group since I've rebuilt their decks after having everything reset in New Game Plus. And so I wanted to show off just, the supreme awesomeness of this group and why they are so broken together. So first things first, we got a double quick there with Iron Man's Quick Blast and on those minions, and we're gonna go ahead and now pop Leave It To Me. My Leave It To Me has modded with a +3 heroism on it. Again, I've talked about Leave It To Me as one of the best cards in the game. It is absolutely critical in an Iron Man build in terms of getting those Iron Man cards back into your hand and adding redraws and all that. So with that, we then played Air Superiority here, buffed it with the 2 additional redraws, and did some decent damage on the field. Now, that gave us an opportunity to now use Wild Strike on a couple of minions over here that have decent health on them, but Wild Strike is modded with Quick. Talked about this in my Hunter builds video. This Hunter is doing absolutely obscene damage, obviously, carrying over from the original playthrough, and completely leveled up here, and they are just completely broken here. So got a situation here with these soulbounds still standing tall. This is a defeat all enemies mission. This was had the normal designation on it, so again, I'm expecting a super villain to show up here on turn 2. We're gonna go ahead and use Inspire on the Hunter to bring that Wild Strike back and isolate the hero combo with 0 heroism cost. Kind of trying to figure out how to handle the situation here with 1 card play left. We can't really KO all these enemies, so the best thing I decided to do is use the hero combo to take out one of these soulbound, and at the very least kind of rebalance their health for the later turns. That hero combo also is going to give the Hunter and Captain America a significant amount of block, which is going to help them for the rest of the mission and make them pretty darn hard to kill. You also saw earlier that Wild Strike did, or both those Wild Strikes did, give the Hunter 2 stacks of vulnerable, but because they're only being targeted by 1 enemy here, and they have the resist, I'm not too concerned about that. Actually, no, the Hunter was not being targeted, on that turn. They'll be targeted later. So again, not too concerned about that stack of vulnerable right now, because again, we have the resist. Now, there is the Venom on the field, so now we're gonna have to deal with him, and then here comes the Equalizer from the Soulbound, who links souls with the other enemy there. So now we've got to deal with Venom and these 3 linked enemies. The game apparently now is telling me that I've got Zinger Protocols activated, which is the combat item, but I don't use combat items because why? You've got mods. That's what mods are for, man. Combat items are just completely unnecessary once you start modding all your cards. That's just my 2 cents here. So now let's take a look at the situation. Again, we've got 3 soulbound enemies, and we do have the Venom. We did draw Patience in our hand, which is going to be fantastic for taking out Venom. Iron Man got wounded on that last attack, so I wanted to go ahead and cure him really quickly so we don't forget that he takes unnecessary damage. My focus really now is going to be on taking out Venom. I don't want Venom sticking around too long and muddying this mission. So what we're going to do here is we're going to lay down Mark Target on him. Love Mark Target for the vulnerable and the marked. I think the vulnerable is the key part of this here, because we're going to soften Venom up and make him much, much easier to kill by reducing his defense. Now, that Mark Target also has a draw Iron Man card mod on it. That gave us Hellfire Beam, which is awesome. So what we're going to do here is, since I like all the cards in my hand right now, I'm going to burn all of those redraws to start buffing Hellfire Beam for later. Put a pin on that right there. So now we have Patience, we also have Wild Strike in our hand, and Venom is marked. So we can easily take him out with 1 card play. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Venom out by starting with the Wild Strike, this is going to reduce his health pretty significantly because Patience has a KO draw 2 cards mod on it, so I'd rather use Patience for the kill. So he's gonna pop his symbiote skin, but ain't nobody care about that because we've got Patience and you're dead. Get up out of here. Again, the Hunter pretty broken and OP at this point in the run, so he's just gonna devastate like literally everything. So he's out of here. We drew 2 cards, which gives us another quick punch and Wrath in our hand. Now 1 card play left. Taking a look at these 3 enemies here, their health is all even Steven. So trying to think what we can do here. I don't think we can take anyone out. Obviously we can take all these enemies out on this turn. So what I think I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to set this up for the next turn. So I've got Leave It to Me in my hand. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this. It's gonna give us 3 heroism and it's gonna draw some Iron Man cards into our hand and give us some more redraws. So what I'm gonna do is take those bonus redraws and again buff Hellfire Beam for the next turn. So now this thing is doing 532 damage. That means that when we get it the next time, we can kill these enemies. So I did see that this enemy is taunting. It was targeting Iron Man. I don't really want him taking too much more damage. So let's go ahead and use that dig in with the free modifier to get the target on Cap instead. This is why Cap is here for the tanking. He's awesome. Now the enemy's going to attack the Hunter here, but again we have that stack of resist from the fully charged passive, so no damage there. And he's going to attack Captain America, but Cap's got a ton of blocks, so he's going to absorb that and keep Iron Man out of harm's way. And hey, just for kicks and giggles, how about a counter to the face? Some minion enemies are going to flood the field on the next turn, but here comes the equalizer on the Soulbound, and that was a mistake, guys. That was a mistake. We get additional point of heroism from fully charged, and now look at the health on these enemies, 648 apiece, and look at our Hellfire Beam. Let's go ahead and redraw it twice, and 665 damage. That's going to take all 3 of these enemies out in 1 blow. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and line Mr. Tony Stark up right in front of these enemies. Hellfire Beam is pretty fantastic. I'm very happy with my current Iron Man build. I think I'm going to have to do a video about it because I freaking love it. And we're going to go ahead and line these guys up and in 1 shot take them out. Hellfire Beam, strong contender for best legendary card in the game. I don't know if there are too many arguments there about that, man. Absolutely insane ability. So that's going to take all 3 of these guys out in 1 shot. And now all we're left with is 3 minions on the field. 3 minions on the field. And, oh, by the way, yeah, that, I forgot the mark on that one of those Soulbound, meaning that card play was refunded. So now, how do we do this with style? Well, Captain America hasn't done much on this mission. So you know what? Let's let Cap have some fun with these guys. Let him play with his food a little bit here. So quick punch on that minion. Let's do another quick punch on this minion. And looking at my hand, I realized I did have Wrath with the draw the last attack card played. So you know what, Cap? Have at it, friend. Here, get your quick punch back in your hand. Have fun. Put this dude out of his misery and end the mission. 3 quick turns. Took out a supervillain. Not too shabby. Again, this team completely busted. So much utility, so much damage, such a diverse array of skills here. Inarguably, my favorite team in the game and one of the best teams in Midnight Suns. Let me know in the comments below. I want to know your absolute best team in Midnight Suns. And let me know why. Like, tell me why. Don't just give me the team. Tell me why they are goated. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.